Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? So we have a lot of news right now. Holy moly. Excuse me, sorry, my hands are like a little messed up right now, so I need some lotion. So I'm looking at investor action on Bitcoin, right? They've pulled over $4 billion off of exchanges lately, over the past week. So $4.4 billion in Bitcoin has left exchanges, and not due to OTC, due to people withdrawing their Bitcoin and putting them on non-custodial wallets. That's very interesting. That says that people do not want to give up their Bitcoin. Sorry about that, but I was feeling really not good. Then you have Binance about to list, I think, Cat and Pudgy Penguins, Pengu. That's huge. Pudgy Penguins, oof, has been coming along for a long time. I remember M. Shikamoto telling me about it months ago. Months ago, he mentioned that on the GMB community. So yeah, Pudgy Penguins has come a long way, and not for nothing, but as far as meme coin goes, it's actually some cute stuff. Then you have the Australian court. This tells me a lot. Kraken's been dropping the ball a lot lately with regard to regulatory compliance on a global scale, right? In different countries. And this time it's Australia, fining them $8 million for unauthorized margin lending products. And I'm just like, come on, guys. You've been at this for a while. You shouldn't still be paying fines. What should be happening is you should, be becoming more compliant. Why is that so difficult? Why is that such a difficult thing? I mean, they do good stuff. They should really strengthen their regulatory compliance section. $8 million, I know for a company like that is not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money. You know what I mean? Come on, get your stuff straight. Then you have Bitfinex predicting Bitcoin could surpass 290,000 by the end of 2026 if Bitcoin sticks to historic trends. Normally I would agree. Normally I would absolutely agree, but you want to know why I disagree right now? I disagree right now because this cycle is unlike every other single cycle that's happened previously, the three others. Nothing like them. Why? The level of institutional investment, the level of institutional adoption, the level of integration, the amount of development, the amount of awareness. It's not the same. It's not the same. So I don't think it's going to end at $290,000. I really don't. I think it's going to go way higher. I mean, I think we'll be lucky to not hit $1 million by the end of 2025. That's honestly where my head is at. Given everything that's going on right now, the countries announcing that some countries like Russia, Russia, Japan, the United States talking that they want to use Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. I don't see how you have so much institutional investment, so much earmarked government investment going into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin staying below $1 million. I just don't see it. Right. So I think there are a lot of things that are going to happen between now and then. Also, in the United States, you have all kinds of regulatory concerns, meaning the United States, a new regime that's coming in, is saying we want to pull back regulation in certain areas, including banking. So I think you're going to see some really wild things over the next 4 years. Right. Let's say, I'm not even going to say 4. I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say 2. And I've been saying for a while, as far as CBDCs are concerned in the United States, I don't think a CBDC is going to happen. I think for the next 4 years, CBDC research and all of that is going to come to an abrupt halt, while the enablement and growth of innovation in the crypto space itself is going to grow. And I think that's going to make it so that cryptos are going to be so far embedded in the country by the time this new regime is out that it'll be too late to introduce a CBDC. And by the way, banking industry doesn't want it. The public doesn't want it. So I don't understand why the government would try to implement it anyway. You already have certain states saying they will not accept CBDCs as legal tender. That's a big deal. That's a hugely big deal. Bitfinex, predicting 290, I'm just kind of like, yeah, with all of that going on, I don't see how Bitfinex says, oh, it's only going to reach 290. I just gave you one country. Now, mind you, crypto is stateless. But I just gave you one example about how one country's, actions can affect the globe. So, and it's not just the United States, right? So the United States, Russia, Japan, and other countries are all saying, yeah, you know what? We're going to do strategic reserves and it's going to be in Bitcoin. That alone is going to drive the price up. This morning, we woke up to Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high of above $107,000. Last night's poll question on the crypto overflow that I do, the live that I do at 8 p.m. every night, every weeknight, the question was, do we think that Bitcoin is going to hit $120,000 by the end of this year? By 1/1/2025, will Bitcoin hit 120K? 67% said yes. That's big. That's big. We do a poll every night. That one was kind of big. That one struck me. Then you have institutional investors continue pouring into crypto products, about $3.2 billion over the past week. That's institutional investment. I keep telling people, pay attention. This cycle is not like any other cycle. There's so many more factors going into this cycle that you have to kind of pay attention to it all. It's not a small thing. It's actually a really big deal. Then we have Riot Platforms purchasing another $69 million worth of Bitcoin as per a recent SEC filing. That's huge. Why? You want to know the average price of the Bitcoin they purchased? This is OTC. The average price of the Bitcoin they purchased was $101,135. Yeah, let that wash over you for a minute. They bought OTC, not an open market, and they still spent over $101,000 per Bitcoin. That is huge. That's huge. Then we have the Bitcoin to gold ratio reaching pretty much historic highs, 37-3. I keep telling people that you need to pay attention to not just what's going on in your own neighborhood, but what's going on around the world, again, because crypto is stateless. When people start talking about, oh, at the open, Bitcoin is at this price. No, Bitcoin doesn't open, Bitcoin doesn't close, Bitcoin doesn't sleep. It's global. There is no time frame. You can't put crypto in a box. The best you can say is at 12 midnight, crypto was this. And at 11:59 p.m. that same day, Bitcoin was that. That's what you can say. But you can't treat crypto like it's the stock market. And I hear a lot of people doing it, and that's a big mistake. Because that'll rewire people's thinking, and you don't want that. Crypto is 24/7. You could literally wake up one night and have crypto at like 105 and then wake up the next morning or in the middle of the night and see crypto at 107 hitting new all-time highs. That was me today. Just saying. Got up at 3:30 and I was like, ooh, that's a nice price. So do I think that we can hit 110 by the end of the week? Yup. If we hit 110 by the end of the week, hitting 120 is not going to be hard at all by the end of the year. Now, what I do think is that the possibility of us going high and then having an immediate pullback. Why is that? Well, it's because people are going to want to take profit. I have been itching to take profit. And I've been fighting the urge. We've had some nice dips. Most I've done is buy. I haven't taken any profit, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that to be able to be a thing, right? It's all good. It's all good. There'll come a point where I'm going to see a hedge in the market and I'm going to shave profit real fast. But I think 2025 is going to be a big deal. I think that's going to be a money earning deal. People should be paying attention. What else do we have going on? MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy's heavy Bitcoin purchasing has a lot of people scratching their heads. Immediately, there are some good things going on, right? It all looks good. But a lot of people are starting to say there's risk to the balance sheet. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, that's true. There could be. Right? There could be. But I think there's less. I think that it's overstated. I think the risk to MicroStrategy's balance sheet is overstated by some people. Because I'm looking at a lot of other people and they're saying, yeah, they're just fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. And giving you the numbers to back up their theory and all that good stuff. So you're seeing good arguments on both sides. I tend to fall on I think MicroStrategy is going to be just fine side. The only thing I don't like about MicroStrategy purchasing all this Bitcoin is the fact that Michael Saylor keeps saying, I'm not going to get rid of it. The only thing he's going to use it for is leverage, right? He's going to use it to go get loans. Cool. That's awesome. The only problem is that doesn't put it in circulation. So that's hoarding to me. And isn't that kind of what the wealthy do? They kind of hoard the money, so it is what it is. Then you have the UK's FCA is looking into public comment on new market regulations. Why? Because they want to ebb market abuse, crypto market abuse. And I'm telling you, I think more governments around the world are going to start doing that specific practice going forward. They're going to have to specifically look at crypto and specifically look at rules and regulations that will help innovation, but ebb market abuse. And market abuse is, a lot of it is, I have a lot of Bitcoin. I can buy and sell huge chunks to manipulate the market. If I know I want to buy, if I'm holding 3 billion and I know I want to buy 2 billion more, I could dump 1 billion, drive the price down, and then go buy because I've now driven the price down. So on this side, on the public side, I'm going to dump, and on the OTC side, I'm going to buy. So I can affect downward pressure here. That will give me a better price here. You have a lot of that happens. If there's anything that I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about how can we regulate OTC transactions? Or actually, a better question would be, should we regulate OTC transactions? Because you have a lot of market manipulation due to OTC transactions, right? I just gave you a perfect scenario. Right. So that's something that I contemplate like all the time. Then you have India preparing to introduce new regulations around crypto because they want to have a nice, thought about framework around crypto. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, India, I'm glad you're doing that. Hear me out. The reason why is because even if they get it wrong, they're trying to get it right. Right? When you talk about the crypto industry, there are a lot of facets to it. So at the very least, create a framework and then you can start to build out that framework. And it sounds like that's what they're trying to do. Are they perfect? Nobody's perfect. But that sounds like a good plan. To build out a regulatory framework focused on taxation, licensing, and compliance. Right? That sounds like a good idea. I can put guardrails up without ebbing the flow of innovation. Taxation, I don't know about that. Why? I mean, people have already paid taxes on their money. You want to tax them again on their money? Are you serious? I don't like that idea. And you do have a lot of countries that are saying, yeah, you know what, including the United States, you know what, I don't think we're going to charge capital gains tax on crypto. If the new regime comes into office and they actually make that happen, they actually make it so that capital gains is not charged on crypto, you are going to see such an influx of money into the crypto space. Huge. So yeah, I think it's a very big deal. Other big news today is Ripple is launching RLUSD today. And most people would think that it's going to launch on XRPL. And you would be correct. But they minted about $53 million, $53.9 million, something like that, worth of the coin, of the stable coin, backed by US dollar 1 to 1. You want to know where the bulk of it was actually minted and where it's actually being released? The bulk of it is being released? Ethereum. So yes, it'll be on XRPL, but it'll also be on Ethereum. Wow. The debate's been about, XRP and XRP and XRP and XRP. Yes, we know it's going to be XRPL, and we know XRP is going to be involved, blah, blah, blah. Got it. But it's also on Ethereum. That same conversation that you're having about XRP is the same conversation you need to be having about Ethereum. That is crazy interesting to me. I'm waiting to create a finite list of the exchanges that are going to be covering it, or having it. I don't want to see what kind of pairs it gets, because that's what's going to drive it up. So I'm expecting to start at the bottom, come all the way up. I thought they would have minted a heck of a lot more, but they didn't. They're going to let the market decide how much should be minted, and I think it's going to quickly achieve number 3 status. I really do. It's going to start at the bottom. It'll blow by PayPal USD, and then it'll blow by DAI, and then it'll blow by Athena. That's what I'm thinking. What time frame? I don't know yet. We have to see what the progress is. But if we go by demand, it could be quick. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I closed a tab that I shouldn't have closed. That's all right. And let's go over here. And we're going to start with the GMB Crypto Tracker Top 25 Losers. And at the top, we have Vanna dropping 39%. The only reason I'm talking about that is when I was doing my research today, there was a ton of news about Vanna. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.72. No, I do not own any of it. Don't even know what it's about. Just saw it in the news a lot. Magic Eden is down 8.66%. It's got a GMBX factor of 4.18. It's been dropping a bit. Helium is down 8.42%. GMBX factor of 5.10. I still have a lot of hope for Helium. Chainlink is down 6.55% to $28.42, and it's got a GMBX factor of 0.85. I think Chainlink is about to blow through their all-time high, I think. Virtual's protocol, Virtual, was in the news today. It's down 6.39% to $2.74, a GMBX factor of 0.2. Now, again, I think that is nothing more than profit taking. It's been hitting all-time highs for itself, new and hitting new highs. Athena's down 5.62%. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.31. That's because it's been bumping up, both the Athena coin and Athena USD, and they also started a new stable coin built on BUIDL by BlackRock. So there's a lot going on with Athena that you should probably pay attention to. Who else is down? That's it. When you come down this far, the last one that we should be looking at is Fartcoin, taking a step back at 5% down at 76 cents with a GMBX factor of 0.17. Remember, all-time highs. And I want you to take a look at this. At one point, it did hit $1 billion, or came close to $1 billion. And look at where it's at now. I think we're going to see upward momentum for Fartcoin, right? What else do we have? We should take a look at the winners. All right. BitGet token is up 16.91%, GMBX factor of 0.01. That means it's achieving all-time highs right now. Ronin is up 12.24%. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.89. Stellar is up 12.6% with a GMBX factor of 0.88. Stellar's been on a rip. XRP is up 11.27%. It's got it's at $2.66 with pay attention to this, with a GMBX factor of 0.28. 0.28. Its all-time high is $3.40. That's why. It's right there. It's only 87, 74 cents off. 74 cents off. It's really close. Really, really close. Kronos is up 8%, 8.82% with a GMBX factor of 4.13. I haven't owned Kronos in a couple of years. I just don't see any reason for me to have it anymore. Thorchain Rune is up 7.73%. It's got a GMBX factor of 2.06. The only reason why I'm looking at it is because Paula was looking at it, and I was like, I'll look at it, but I have no reason to buy it. None whatsoever. Hedera is up 5.37% GMBX factor of 0.95. Again, I believe Hedera is going to blow through. If you weren't paying attention last night during the live, I was talking about how, sorry, I didn't have my image up. I was talking about how Hedera has teamed up with Chainlink to create a new DeFi platform or service that will address RWA. What? That struck us like just out of the blue, a partnership between Hedera and Chainlink. That hasn't really hit the waves yet. And I think there's more upside to Hedera and Chainlink as of right now. As of right now, when that news continues to filter out, I think you're going to see more upward momentum. Beyond that, you're underneath my 5% rule, so there's nothing to talk about. Except that Pith is still riding high. Tezos is still riding high. Tezos has been up a bit. I think Tezos is trying to fight back to get back to the all-time high, and that's possible. There's a lot of upside potential to Tezos. So Ty Dollar for choosing Tezos. Good to you, man. Good to you. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, smash the likes, tell your friends about us, go buy the book, and definitely become a big bagger, because our big bagger meeting this past Sunday was awesome. Absolutely awesome. We went over a lot of different coins. We reviewed staking, a little bit about tokenization. There was a lot of stuff going on in that meeting. And it was a 2-hour personalized private video conference call between the big baggers. That's a big deal. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.